All right, so you're gearing up for that park guide interview, huh? Well, we've got this deep dive prepped with all the intel from RoleCatcher.
Yeah, think of us as your interview prep squad.
We're going to help you nail those answers,
That's right. We're going to break down those typical park guide interview questions
give you the best approaches.
and even highlight those sneaky follow-ups that can really make you stand out.
Plus, we're going to sprinkle in some career insights from RoleCatcher's guide so you can see where this role can take you.
That's good.
Love it. So RoleCatcher's giving us the questions and insider tips, but it's also got some pretty cool AI features, right?
Exactly. RoleCatcher isn't just a static list of questions. It uses AI to analyze job descriptions and helps tailor your resume or CV to each application.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah, that means it can spot those must-have skills you might be missing,
Uh-huh.
and even help you get discovered by employers searching for candidates like you.
Wow. That Get Discovered feature sounds like a game changer. But let's get back to the interview itself. What are interviewers really looking for in a park guide?
Well, they want someone who lives and breathes parks, of course.
Of course.
But they're also looking for your knowledge of the local environment, your experience in outdoor settings, and how you handle visitors. It's a blend of customer service and environmental awareness.
Makes sense. So let's dive into those top 10 interview questions RoleCatcher highlighted. First up, could you tell us about your experience working in a park or outdoor setting?
This one's all about gauging your comfort level with the great outdoors. Have you spent time in nature? Do you understand the joys and challenges of working in a park setting?
I see.
Share experiences that go beyond just saying you love hiking, like volunteering at a park, leading outdoor groups, or even working at a summer camp.
So it's about proving you're not afraid of a little dirt under the fingernails. What kind of follow-up questions might they ask?
Oh, they might dig deeper into a specific experience. So if you mention leading hiking groups, be ready to explain how you ensured everyone's safety or handled a tricky situation. It's about showing you can think on your feet.
Got it. Question number 2. How do you handle difficult visitors or situations? Ooh, this one feels a bit tougher.
It is, but it's your chance to shine. Remember, park guides meet all kinds of people. Some might be confused, frustrated, even angry. The interviewer wants to see you can stay calm, professional, and de-escalate the situation.
So how do I convince them I can handle that?
This is where those conflict resolution skills come in. Talk about your approach. Active listening, empathy, problem solving. But don't just tell them, show them.
Right.
Give a concrete example from a previous job where you dealt with a frustrated customer and resolved it peacefully.
Right, showing, not just telling. What about those follow-ups?
Be prepared to explain what you learned from that experience or how you set boundaries with difficult visitors. They want someone who's both helpful and assertive.
Okay, on to question 3. Can you describe your knowledge of local flora and fauna? Time to unleash my inner nature nerd.
Haha. They're not expecting you to be a walking encyclopedia, but they want to see your passion for the park's ecosystem. Share how you've engaged with that knowledge, maybe through nature walks, books, or even citizen science projects.
So highlight that genuine interest in how I've explored it. What about those potential follow-up questions?
They might ask about specific species you mentioned, or even a particular ecological concept, like what are the threats facing this species, or how does it contribute to the ecosystem?
All right, question 4. What experience do you have with public speaking or leading educational tours? Now, this is a skill I'm still working on.
That's okay, everyone starts somewhere. The interviewer just wants to see that you're comfortable speaking to a group and engaging an audience, even if you're not a seasoned pro yet.
Right, so how can I highlight my potential in this area?
Think about any time you've presented information to others, even casually. Maybe you've given a presentation in school, led a training session at work, or even explained something complex to friends.
So even teaching my friends a new board game counts. Phew.
Absolutely. It's about breaking down information and making it interesting for others.
What kind of follow-up questions should I expect here?
They might ask how you'd adapt your style to different audiences, like children versus adults. Or they might ask about a time you had to adjust a presentation on the fly. They want to see you're flexible and engaging no matter what.
Makes sense. On to question 5. How do you keep visitors safe while on a tour or activity? Safety first, right?
You got it. Visitor safety is crucial. They're looking for someone proactive, prepared, and able to handle potential hazards in a park setting.
So should I rattle off every possible safety hazard I can think of?
Not necessarily. It's about showcasing your approach to safety. Do you know basic first aid and emergency procedures? Can you identify and avoid risks on the trails? How would you handle a visitor getting injured or lost?
Okay, so it's more about demonstrating awareness and preparedness. And what about those follow-up questions?
They might throw you a hypothetical safety scenario, like what you'd do if a visitor encountered a wild animal. Or they might ask how you'd communicate safety guidelines to a large group. It's all about showing you can think critically under pressure.
All right, question number 6. Can you tell us about a time when you went above and beyond for a visitor? Is this where I get to brag a little?
Think of it as showcasing your dedication to customer service. This question is about showing you're truly invested in creating a positive experience for each visitor.
So what kind of example should I give?
Think of a time you exceeded expectations. Maybe you helped someone who was lost, offered extra assistance, or went out of your way to make someone's day special. It could be from a previous job, volunteering, or even your personal life.
Okay, so it's about demonstrating empathy and a willingness to go the extra mile. What about those potential follow-up questions?
They might ask what motivated you to go above and beyond in that situation, or how your actions impacted the visitor's experience. They're looking for those genuine moments of connection and how you made a difference.
Got it. On to question number 7. How do you stay up to date on park regulations and policies? I think it was pretty straightforward. Just read the rule book, right?
Well, knowing the rules is important, but this question goes a bit deeper. They want to see you're proactive about staying informed, committed to continuous learning, and understand the importance of following procedures.
So how do I showcase that?
Talk about your strategies. Do you attend staff meetings? Subscribe to industry newsletters? Regularly check the park's website for updates. Highlight those habits that show you're dedicated to staying in the loop.
Okay, so show them I'm always on top of things. What about those potential follow-up questions?
They might ask for an example of a recent policy change and how you learned about it, or what you'd do if a visitor asked about a regulation you weren't familiar with. These follow-ups test your resourcefulness and commitment to accuracy.
Makes sense. Question number 8. Can you describe your experience working with volunteers or interns? This one might be tricky since I haven't had much supervisory experience.
That's understandable. And remember, this question isn't just about formal leadership. It's about showing you can work effectively with others, communicate clearly, and foster a positive team environment.
So how do I showcase those skills without being a supervisor?
Think about any team experiences you've had. Have you collaborated on projects, mentored a teammate, or helped train a colleague? Even informal team experiences can be valuable examples.
Okay, so those informal team situations count. What about follow-up questions?
They might ask how you delegate tasks to volunteers or interns, or how you'd give constructive feedback. These questions assess your communication and interpersonal skills in a team setting.
All right, 2 questions left. Question number 9. Can you describe a time when you had to adapt to changing circumstances or priorities? This feels pretty relevant to life in general.
It is. In a park setting, things can change quickly due to weather, unexpected events, or even just a sudden influx of visitors. This question is about seeing how you handle those curveballs, think on your feet, and adjust without getting flustered.
So what's the best way to answer this one?
Share a specific story where you had to be flexible. Maybe you adjusted a tour route due to a trail closure or shifted gears on a project when a more urgent task popped up. Focus on those moments where you had to think fast and find a new solution.
Okay, so highlight those times I had to improvise. What about those potential follow-up questions?
They might ask about the challenges you faced in adapting or how you communicated the changes to others. They want to see you can handle pressure, solve problems, and keep things running smoothly even when plans change.
Got it. Bring on the final question.
Okay, last but not least, how do you ensure that visitors have a positive experience at the park? This is your chance to let your passion shine through.
Okay, let's hear it.
Think about what you personally value in a park experience. Is it that feeling of wonder and connection with nature, learning something new, having fun and making memories? Share those values and explain how they'd shape your interactions with visitors.
So it's about showcasing my passion and how I'd share that with others. What kind of follow-up questions should I expect?
They might ask how you'd handle a visitor having a negative experience, or what steps you'd take to create a welcoming and inclusive environment for everyone. These follow-ups assess your interpersonal skills, your problem-solving abilities, and your commitment to a positive experience for all.
Wow, we just tackled 10 interview questions. I feel so much more prepared now.
That's great to hear. Remember, preparation is just one part of the equation. Using the right tools to refine your approach is equally important. That's where RoleCatcher's AI features really come into play.
You mentioned that earlier, but I'm still a little fuzzy on how the AI actually helps.
Imagine this. You've written out your answers, but you're not sure if they're hitting the mark. RoleCatcher's AI can analyze your responses and provide feedback tailored to the specific job you're applying for.
Okay, so it's like having a virtual interview coach giving me personalized pointers.
Exactly. The AI helps you strengthen your answers, highlight relevant skills and experiences, and even suggests better phrasing to make your responses more impactful.
That's amazing. It takes all the guesswork out of interview prep.
It really does, and it doesn't stop there. RoleCatcher also offers AI-powered video practice, where you can record yourself answering questions and get feedback on your delivery, body language, and overall presentation.
So it's like having a mock interview with a super smart AI analyzing every aspect of my performance.
Precisely. It's a game changer for anyone who wants to nail that interview and land their dream job. Now let's shift gears for a moment and talk about the bigger picture. What can someone expect in terms of career growth as a park guide?
That's a great question. What does RoleCatcher's career guide say?
You might start as an entry-level park guide, assisting visitors with basic information and directions.
Sounds like a great way to learn the ropes.
Absolutely. As you gain experience, you could become a junior park guide, leading tours, developing educational programs, and even giving tips on wildlife observation and photography.
Now we're talking. Getting to share that deeper knowledge and really engage with visitors.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And if you have leadership aspirations, you could move into a senior park guide position, managing a team, overseeing programs, and even contributing to park policy development.
Wow, so there's real potential for growth and leadership within this career path.
Absolutely. To boost your prospects, RoleCatcher recommends certifications like Wilderness First Aid, CPR, and interpretive guide training.
Those make a lot of sense, especially in a park setting where safety and knowledge are paramount.
Precisely. They demonstrate your commitment to professional development and can make your application stand out.
This is all fantastic information.
Yeah.
But are there ways to continuously learn and gain experience outside of those formal certifications?
Excellent question. RoleCatcher highlights the importance of building a portfolio. Think about photographing the park's flora and fauna, documenting your nature walks, and even writing blog posts about your experiences.
So it's about being an active learner and sharing that knowledge with others.
Exactly, and don't underestimate networking. Attend industry events, join online forums, and connect with park professionals on LinkedIn. Those relationships can open doors and provide valuable insights.
This has been incredibly helpful. We've covered so much ground already. What are some key takeaways for our listeners?
First, preparation is key. RoleCatcher's resources, especially those AI tools, give you a massive advantage in crafting strong answers and refining your interview technique.
And don't forget to let that passion shine through. Let your enthusiasm for parks and nature come alive in your responses.
Absolutely. Authenticity and genuine interest go a long way.
What about those career insights? Any final thoughts on that front?
This career path offers more than just a job. It's a chance to connect people with nature, promote conservation, and create lasting memories. Embrace those growth opportunities and make the most of this incredible field.
This deep dive has been truly insightful. Before we wrap up, any final thoughts for our listener? Something to ponder as they embark on this journey.
Yes. As you gain experience, think about how technology can enhance visitor experiences and conservation efforts. How can you leverage those tools to create even more impactful and engaging interactions? Keep exploring, keep learning, and good luck out there.
Amazing advice. Now let's take a quick break and we'll be right back with more on how to rock that park guide interview.
That's such an important point. Technology is really transforming how we experience and protect our natural spaces.
Yeah, for sure.
Imagine using interactive exhibits,
Oh, yeah.
augmented reality, or even citizen science apps
Oh, cool.
to engage visitors in a whole new way.
It's like blending the beauty of the outdoors with the power of technology to create something really special.
Exactly. And when it comes to conservation, technology can play a huge role, in monitoring ecosystems,
Yeah.
tracking wildlife,
Right.
and educating visitors about sustainability.
This deep dive has been so valuable. We've covered everything from interview prep with RoleCatcher's AI tools to career progression insights.
It's a lot, yeah.
But before we wrap up, I wanted to circle back to something you mentioned earlier about tailoring those interview answers.
Oh, you mean how RoleCatcher's AI can analyze your responses and give you personalized feedback?
Yeah. Based on the specific job you're applying for.
Exactly.
That sounds like a total game changer.
It can be, yeah.
But can you walk us through how it actually works?
Sure. Let's say you've spent some time crafting your answers to those 10 key interview questions.
Right.
You want to make sure you're hitting the right notes and highlighting the skills and experiences that this particular park is looking for.
So I plug my answers into RoleCatcher, and the AI gets to work.
Precisely. The AI analyzes your responses and compares them to the job description, looking for keywords, relevant skills, and even potential areas for improvement.
So it's like having an expert eye reviewing my answers and giving me tailored advice.
That's a great way to put it. The AI might suggest adding specific examples, quantifying your accomplishments, or even tweaking your phrasing to make your answers more impactful.
And the best part is, it's all personalized to the job I'm applying for.
Exactly.
So I know I'm putting my best foot forward.
It takes the guesswork out of interview prep and gives you the confidence to really shine. Now, before we wrap up, are there any other burning questions you have about the park guide role?
Actually, yes. I'm curious about those certifications you mentioned earlier, like wilderness first aid, CPR, and interpretive guide training. Are those really necessary to land a job?
Well, they're not always required, but they can definitely give you an edge. They demonstrate your commitment to professional development and show potential employers that you're serious about safety and providing high-quality visitor experiences.
Makes sense. But what if someone is just starting out and doesn't have those certifications yet?
That's totally fine. There are still plenty of ways to build your skills and showcase your passion for parks and nature.
Like building a portfolio and networking.
Right, exactly. You can start by taking, stunning photos of the local flora and fauna.
Yeah.
Documenting your nature walks, writing blog posts about your experiences, and even volunteering at your local park.
Those are all great ideas. It's about being proactive and showing that genuine enthusiasm for the outdoors.
Absolutely. And remember, the interview is just one step in the journey. The real adventure begins when you start connecting people with nature, promoting conservation, and creating those lasting memories.
This deep dive has been incredibly insightful. We've covered so much ground. And I feel like you've given our listener a real advantage in preparing for their park guide interview.
I agree. We've explored those 10 crucial interview questions, discussed how RoleCatcher's AI can help you tailor your answers, and even touched on career progression and the importance of continuous learning.
Before we wrap up, any final thoughts for our listener as they embark on this exciting career path?
As you gain experience, think about how technology can enhance visitor experiences and conservation efforts. How can you use those tools to make even more impactful and engaging interactions? Keep exploring, keep learning, and never stop being curious about the natural world.
That's amazing advice and a great reminder that this career is all about continuous learning and innovation. So as we wrap up this deep dive, what's the one thing you want our listener to remember as they head into that park guide interview?
I think the most important thing is to just be authentic. Let your passion for parks and nature shine through.
Right?
That genuine enthusiasm, it's contagious.
It really is.
And it's what will truly connect you with the interviewers and ultimately, the visitors that you'll be guiding.
I love that advice. So much better than trying to be someone you're not.
Yeah.
Just be yourself, let that passion flow, and trust that you've got this.
Exactly. You've got the knowledge, you've got the preparation,
Mm-hmm.
and you've even got the tech tools, thanks to RoleCatcher. Now, go out there and rock that interview.
This deep dive has been incredibly helpful. We've covered everything from those crucial interview questions to career insights, and even how RoleCatcher's AI can give you a personalized edge. I feel like we've given our listener all the tools they need to succeed.
I agree. Remember, this is more than just a job.
Yeah.
It's a chance to make a real difference, by connecting people with nature, inspiring a love for the outdoors, and protecting our precious parks for generations to come.
So, to our listener out there, best of luck in your interview. We're rooting for you. And remember, keep exploring, keep learning, and keep sharing that passion for the natural world.
Well said.
Thanks for joining us on this deep dive into the world of park guiding. So see you next time for another insightful exploration. Until then, keep exploring and happy trails.